Okay, welcome back to Tactical Air Rifleman. Today I'm going to be talking about my Crosman R1 build. On one of my previous videos I discussed my Crosman SBR build. I'll show you. Basically they're the same rifle. The Crosman SBR came out in 2018 and it was called the DPMS SBR. DPMS being DPMS Panther Arms, which is a rifle company. They make the actual live AR15, and they got together with Crosman and they produced this. This is the first one. Basically the same rifle, but when they produced this, it came with a god awful buttstock, which I've discussed previously, and also the flash illuminator or muzzle brake was awful. So a lot of people complained about that, so they brought out this model. So Crosman R1. Say it's a air rifle version of the AR15, semi-automatic, CO2 gas operated, magazine fed air rifle. Uses two CO2 12 gram gas capsules that go in here, and then the actual ammunition. This is 4.5 ball bearing goes in here. It's sprung loaded. You just feed them into here. You get approximately 4 magazines worth out of the 2 gas. The reason that it's quite heavy on the gas because it's blowback action, and when you fire the rifle, the working parts go back to the rear as the live rifle would. This doesn't do anything. It's purely for aesthetic reasons, and you get an actual recoil from it. So it's like handling the real rifle. So that's why it's a bit heavy on the gas. Right, starting from the rear, you've got your buttstock. Use your basic, bog standard AR15 M4 butt, and it will take. You can swap them over. It will take any butt. This one I got from Magwell's. This cost me £65, I believe. No, actually it's less. It's £55. Sorry, and it's quite a decent one. It's what I wanted. It goes with the actual rifle. So, but it's so you can start from £20 up with £20 to £100 if you really want to. But the actual buttstock it came with was fine. It's perfectly fine. It's the actual bog standard AR15 buttstock. I wanted a nicer one. For my sling, it didn't have a sling fitting on it. Now you can just wrap the sling around, but I didn't want to do that. It looked a bit panty. So I got one of these sling straps. You can buy these anywhere. I think I got this off eBay. You get 2 for about £8, but AliExpress do them, Amazon do them. And that's what I've attached my sling to. My front sling attachment, as you can see there, I'll just move it forward. You get loads of these. I opted for the slimline option. Now the first one I got was this little jobby here, but I didn't like it flapping about a bit, so I went for that option. That cost me £8 on eBay. Most of these are generic now. The actual sling section comes out, so quick release, and you do get stocks that come with. I'll show you on my rifle here. They come with fittings. See, this one's got 3 separate clamp options, and you just literally clamp it in. So you move it around. It'll be hot. 82. So that's my buttstock. Moving forward, got my sighting system. Now, obviously, just like the SBR, it comes with normal flip-up sights, which are removable if you want. They work perfectly fine, but you want to have a bit of fun, so you want to get some better sights. I've opted for EOTech rip-offs. This is the 558 and a G43 magnifier. Now, on my previous video, I showed you the earlier version, and I actually incorrectly called this a 229. It's not a 229, it's a 552. I think I was looking at 6i P229 pistols that day, so it's stuck in my mind. So that's a 552, the previous version, and this one's the 558. EOTech being a very well-known sight company. If you wanted an actual proper EOTech one of these, it costs you about £800. But I mean, this is an air rifle. I'm not going to spend £800. There's no requirement for me to spend that sort of money. So this works perfectly fine for what I need. I mean, the actual range of this is only up to about 40 meters, so that's perfectly adequate. The original EOTech is a holographic sight. This pretends to be, it's not. It's basically just a jazzy red dot sight. So very easy to operate. Got an on-off switch. You can switch it between red or green, and then it's up and down for increasing or decreasing your illumination. Now there's no magnification on this sight. You literally switch it on, look for it. It's a very good sight picture. You can view a lot, and where the red dot is, once you've zeroed it in, is where the actual round lays. You don't have to get a magnifier, because as I say, the range on this weapon's fairly short. But if you want to do a bit more close-up shooting, I recommend you get a magnifier. This is a Chinese copy of G43. On my previous rifle, we had the G33, which is basically they're the same, but this is longer. Now you can get these from ×3 to ×6 magnification. You don't need ×6 magnification. As I say, the range on this is only about 40 meters, so ×3 is probably the best that I would recommend. Flips to the side. When you're using the sight as normal, you just flip it across, and when you get a bit more close up. Now you can actually zero this, but all you're doing is zeroing the red dot from the actual sight, which is already zeroed, just moving it into the center of your sight picture on your magnifier. You don't have to do that. As long as you can see the actual red dot, it's going to still hit the target, but just more aesthetically pleasing. So it's the normal, as you would get with any sight, deflection and elevation, and you just move that to that. You can get whatever sights you want for these chaps. I've opted for the military option, because obviously it's a military rifle. You can get sights £20 up to say £800. These are Chinese knockoffs that I've got on eBay, and I've got the pair for £100. You can buy them individually. You can get cheaper options. I've seen them on AliExpress, the two for about £30, but I don't actually know the quality of those. So that's the sight system that I've opted for. Moving underneath the weapon, pistol grip. Now these rifles come with your bog standard AR15 M4 pistol grip, which is perfectly fine, but I wanted something a bit more jazzy. So this one, I believe, was a Fab Defense, what it was called, ergonomic pistol grip, that cost me £27. I've got that from Crawley Surplus. It's a very good shop in Crawley. If you're into your air rifles and airsoft, they do everything. They have an online site, which what we purchase this from. Come in a couple of weeks. Very easy to swap over if you've never swapped a pistol grip before. I do recommend going onto YouTube. There's lots of different videos showing you how to do it. There's basically just one screw in here. It drops out. Be aware you have two springs. You've got the trigger spring and your change lever spring. But when you actually pull it out, you don't lose them. And you do have to drill a small hole for your change lever, but as I say, look on the YouTube videos. I can put a few links in later how to do that. It literally takes half. As I say, this feels a lot better. And my other rifle, I've got a rubber one. I've got a Hague one, which also feels good. But any M4 or AR15 pistol grip will fit these rifles. Moving forward, got a Magwell. What's a Magwell? As I said in my previous video, in the British Army, I never heard of these. We didn't use them, but they brought out loads of different sorts of these, and the whole point of it is when you're doing quick reloads, you don't actually have to look. Just go straight in and out. Also, the bottom half of this rifle, the trigger mechanism housing, or they called it the lower receiver in the American Army, is polymer, so it's not metal. So if you're banging in a metal magazine all the time into it, it could damage it, so it does protect it as well. Now on my previous rifle, I've got a Fab Defense one, slightly different. This cost me £25 or £9, but I found cheaper ones since then. AliExpress do that same version and a slightly different version, and this cost me half the price of that. And this one's actually quite Gucci if you really want to. It comes with various skull attachments that you can put on the front. So you got one of those. You can have a knight if you really want to. A Spartan, the other skull. I've gone with that, but very easy to put on. It's just 3 Allen keys and then you're on there, and it does enhance the look a little bit as well. So I do recommend these. Moving along, got a bipod. I've got 3 of these. I've gone for the Bipod pistol grip. It's a lot easier when you put it down. Your rifle doesn't get dirty in the prone position, good to fire as well. There's dozens of these on the market. I believe this was a Magwell one that I got on Amazon for about £15. So, but you can shop around for these. As I say, they don't cost the earth at all. On top of the weapon now, I've got a PEQ 15 laser. Now, why do you want a laser for an air rifle? Because it's a bit of fun. Why not? And when you're obviously shooting tin cans, or whatever you like in the garden, but it just takes up a notch. Well, you've seen them on the telly, you've got a red dot, a green dot. Where the red dot goes, you can do it eyes open, don't even have to look through the sight, and you can take out the target. Now, obviously, this is a Chinese copy. If you wanted the military grade version, it's several £100s. Don't need that. This is an air rifle. This one cost me, I think, £40 on eBay, but I've seen them cheaper. I've seen them on AliExpress for about 20 quid. But be careful when you buy these, because they do dummy versions for reenactors and airsofts. When you do, all you're buying is just a plastic shell with nothing in it. So do read the actual description on the item when you purchase it, so you don't get a dummy. They come in either red or green laser. You can't get both, so it's either red or green when you order it. And you have a laser, comes with a torch that also goes into strobe mode, and allegedly there's an IR torch on there, but I don't know if it's got that because I don't have any night vision. But it's just a bit of fun. When you get it, it does come with a length of wire with a little switch with a sticky bit on the back. Just bin that, it's a load of rubbish. The sticky bit doesn't last very long. Recommended augmented switch, which I'll go on to shortly. Very easy to actually zero as well. Once your sight is zeroed, this zero is exactly the same. Look at the target, switch the laser on, and you just turn in on elevation and deflection switches your red dot to your sight red dot or green dot. Just be aware when you're running around, if you're doing airsoft and you bang it a few times, you can actually lose a zero out of it. So do a quick confirmation zero check every now and again. As I say, this is only a toy. Well, I wouldn't call it a toy, but it's a lot cheaper version of an original one. However, it is a laser. It can actually do someone's damage to their eye, so don't point it in anyone's eye. Moving around to the other side, torch. Why do I need a torch for an air rifle? Why not? Again, it's a bit of fun. We're not taking this seriously. If you're airsofting, it's useful. But like my other rifle, when I did the build on this, I wanted it to look like a Special Forces rifle. Why not? So the option I've gone for, this is a Surefire tactical copy. If some of you are aware, Surefire is a very well-known torch manufacturer for the firearms industry. Their torches are several £100s. This is a direct copy. I got this on eBay for, I think it was £42. I've since found them on AliExpress for £37. You don't have to spend this amount of money. You can spend from £15 upwards on a tactical torch for your rifle. But if you want this particular model, which is what I wanted, because it's as I say, direct copy with Surefire, you have to spend a little bit more. Just like the laser, it comes with a remote switch on a bit of cable with a bit of sticky bit on the back. Absolutely rubbish. Get rid of that. Get an augmented switch. These have been out for a little while now. You can get double or single, lots of different makes. They can go on the top or the side or even underneath, whatever floats your boat. I've opted for this model, which is a copy of a more expensive one. You can buy these anywhere as well. AliExpress, Amazon, most airsoft sites do them. I think I got this on AliExpress for about £12. It goes all the way up. I've seen these for £60. As I say, this was a cheapie. It works perfectly fine. One thing to note when you buy these is the actual fittings. Now they seem to be generic. That's your laser fitting, that's your torch fitting. But when you buy it, if you're getting a double, sometimes you can get 2 torches, 2 lasers. So make sure you actually get the right fittings for what weapon system you're using. Just plug these back in. And as you can see, just works like that. I won't turn the laser on. I've fitted it, but it suits me by the foregrip because it's very easy to use, just backward and forward. On some special forces videos that I've seen, they don't fit it to the torch because they don't want the torch to come on accidentally. Well, this isn't real for me, we're only playing here, so works fine however you want to do it. So that's a torch and your laser. Moving forward, I fitted a suppressor, silencer. This is a fake one. Now the rifle does come with a decent flash illuminator or muzzle brake, unlike the SBR. That's your bog standard M16 AR15. So you don't need to actually put a suppressor on at all. I did because I wanted to, because it's Gucci. You can get barrel extensions as well that fit it. I bought this on eBay. I think it cost £10. All different lengths of barrel sections, and that just screws on there. It's the same generic fitting for the screw. It's counterclockwise and it's 14mm. So when you're buying it, 14mm CCW. Now they do clockwise ones of these, so make sure it's 14mm CCW. You get suppressors everywhere. Say all good airsoft shops do them. Crawley Surplus. I think I got this on Brownwells, which is a very good site on the internet. It cost me £14. Argos do them as well. Funny enough, AliExpress don't. I don't know why they don't, but obviously they opted not to. So there we go. That's the rifle. Just to talk about the magazine, just like with my other rifle, I've got a max sleeve. Now, when I first bought these, I got them on eBay, £14, and then I looked elsewhere. AliExpress do these for £3, and they're exactly the same. So go for the AliExpress option. You have to wait a bit longer because obviously it's coming from China, but I recommend getting them as well because it looks good and it feels good. And if you drop your magazine, it does give it a little bit of protection. Bearing in mind these are £60 a hit. Actually, I've seen more expensive ones, £75, but the cheapest I found was actually £57. I can put a link where I got those from. And you want 2 magazines. It comes with 1 mag, but you're going to be running around. If you've got a magazine-fed weapon, you want to do mag changes, so you want to get 2 magazines. So there we have it. That's my R1. I hope this is useful. Any questions, feel free to ask, and you'll be getting my next video shortly. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it.